Have you ever started a business and you've just seen all of your time, effort, energy, money just be flushed right down the drain? Or have you tried all of the manifesting techniques that's out there just to find out that you're still broke? Well, you're in the right place if you can answer yes to both of those questions. This class is entitled Why You Are Stuck in Your Business. The top 10 manifesting mistakes that you are making that's causing you to still be broke and why you need to change it now, starting today. Who am I? Well, my name is Jennifer L. Watson, and I am the owner of House of Voya Botanica on Etsy, where you can see that I've soared past 50,000 sales. And I also have my own shop, houseofvoyabotanica.com, as well as the School of Magic that is featured on YouTube, where you can find a ton of videos that I have created over many years to help you on your spiritual journey. I have been an entrepreneur since I was about 8. That's well over 30 years. Plus, starting my spiritual journey are roughly about the same time, right? A few years later after being an entrepreneur. I have made every mistake that there is out there. And I am still standing. I am still here, progressing, moving forward. And I want to bring all of those life lessons that I've learned over the course of many, many years to you. So let's go ahead and jump right on in to number 10, repeating affirmations. Now, I know you might be sitting there saying, well, Jennifer, why is repeating affirmations like a bad thing? Why is that a mistake? I did a video many years ago when I first started my YouTube channel on metro spirituality and how it's become this trend, right? That you see everywhere. Everyone wants to be spiritual. Everyone has on good vibes shirts. And during the course of that video, again, probably about 5 years ago, I noticed that everyone started getting and hopping on the train. And one of the very first things that people ran to try to teach others about is you should state affirmations every day. Well, that's all fine and dandy, but affirmations are not it. You will find yourself bound to the same mistakes, same life lessons. Though you might be stating affirmations out loud, it's not the end of the formula. It's a trend. It was so hugely popular that now we have become so accustomed to repeating these lies to ourselves. And the reason why is because our subconscious mind is just not picking up on the lies. The subconscious mind is saying, hey, you're lying to yourself. How am I going to change? I'm not going to change. You're just going to keep on moving on and doing the same things over and over because we know it worked for ourselves. You know, it worked for us in the past. So that's what we're going to keep doing. Number 9, wishful thinking. Now, you really just can't trick yourself into thinking something is going to happen without all of the rest of the important moving pieces to back that up. So if you're sitting there daydreaming day in and day out, what I like to call, again, wishful thinking, then it's just that. You can't trick yourself into believing that you're going to accomplish something, that you're going to do something, right? That you don't even fully believe yourself. Number 8, negative self-talk. Oh, we will talk to ourselves to death, literally imparting words that are death to our goals every single day. So if you find yourself even remotely mumbling something to you that's not empowering, then you're making a huge mistake. Now, let's go back to number 10 and number 9, right? You have the wishful thinking, you have the affirmations, but at the same time, you're telling yourself you can't do it. Now, how is that going to work? How is that going to lead you to success? Number 7, a lot of these gurus out here will sit there and say, oh, you know, you got to do the affirmations and the visualizations and it's okay, you know, we're going to change how you talk to yourself. It's just not that easy to do. So when you get to this point of deciding that you're going to start a business, you might find yourself on this hamster wheel of becoming a serial planner, a serial planner where you will make to-do lists out thewadzoos and it will just sit there. If you don't have the motivation behind that plan, that list, then you're never going to be successful. Your business will indeed flush right down the toilet. Now, you might write it down, but are you actually going to do it? Do you have enough time to accomplish everything that's on your list? Do you have enough resources, at your disposal to make this thing happen? And if you don't, then you are creating more work for yourself. You are creating just a mess of a mess of a mess of a business before you even really, truly get started. Number 6, you think you're crazy. Well, I'll say this. In the world of entrepreneurship, you have to have a little bit of crazy in order to get out there and say that you're going to accomplish this goal. That's good, right? But what about those underlining voices that you hear of? Oh, you probably shouldn't do that. Oh, you shouldn't go, live on social media. What will people think of you? Why do you think that you, of all people, should do that? Or your intuition is telling you something and you're just not listening. Well, that's the key. You're not listening. You are never really truly taught to follow your intuition as a part of manifesting. It is a huge part in listening to yourself when yourself tells you to go from point A to point B. But instead, you think you're crazy and you're going from point A to Z to F to G just to come back to B. Maybe and maybe not. So listening to your intuition is hugely important. Number 5. Now, there have been many gurus out here that I've come across that says, oh, you just need to sit there and you need to get really clear on your goals. Now, if you don't have anyone to sit there and help you write out, your goals and getting clear, then it can be a very daunting task where you're constantly second guessing yourself. Or should I do this? Can I do that? Right? And that entails how your goals are written out. So either you're too specific or you're way too vague in order to make, yourself accomplish these goals. And if you lack clarity, then you will never, ever get to the finishing line. Number 4, I have seen this time and time and time again repeated over and over and over, and that is lack of patience. I have caught myself in that space as well. But if you lack patience, then you're not really fully understanding the entire concept of what manifesting is. And if you don't understand the concept of manifesting, then you are going to forever speak death into your plans. Number 3, you haven't done the deep dig into your past. You have allowed everything from your past to show up in your present, and you just don't know how to get rid of it. And so when you find yourself in this space of not having done any type of shadow work, no type of, introspective, journeying of your life, then yes, you are bound to repeat mistakes. Past behavior is the best indicator of future behavior. So you could be consciously trying to make a change in your past behavior, but if you don't address the root cause, then you are 9.9 times out of 10 going to repeat it. And that repetition is showing up in your business. And with that being said, I have a sneaky suspicion that this is not your first time starting a business, but you have tried before and failed, and you're trying again and failing. I am here to tell you, I want to stop you. I want to stop you right there and make sure that you are successful. Number 2, you have to control everything. Oh, that dirty, dirty word, control. We as a human species, and especially as women, really want to make sure that every aspect of our life, of our kids' life, our partner's life, we want to try to insert our control. And you can't really fully, blame us, because we're nurturers, and a part of nurturing is making sure everything is in place. There's food in the house, there's, bills being paid. That does entail some type of control. But what about the smaller pieces? The things that pop up unexpectedly, that's out of our control, but we really continuously try to fit a square peg into a circle hole. It's just not going to work. We have to release that need and that desire for controlling every moving aspect of our life, right? And when you begin to release that, then you will see everything will actually fall in place just as you had hoped and desired. And number one, this one is a tricky one. It's a surprising one, rather, is that you have a fear of success. Now, when we're in the process of changing our lives, we don't know what we don't know, right? And so if even the good things we can talk ourselves out of, even living the life of our dreams, we can talk ourselves out of. And so that is what a fear of success is. You've never learned what it was to be successful. You've never had a true connection to someone that could be a mentor or a coach to really hold your hand and show you what success is. And once you make the decision to become successful, it takes removing all of these top 10 mistakes that I mentioned to get to that goal. And when I say that goal, I'm talking the bigger picture, not end of life goal, right? I'm talking about that picture where you find yourself living super comfortable and you really just don't have a care in the world. That is what I'm talking about. Now, if you're scared of that, right? Nobody's going to sit there and raise their hands and say, hey, I'm scared of being successful. And that's because it's not something that you're physically or mentally saying to yourself. It's the actions, it's the energy, it's all of those things in between that's not allowing you to make that jump. If you've made any of the mistakes that I've listed in this video, then you do not want to go anywhere, because my exclusive offer, I'm going to show you how to get in direct alignment with wealth. I'm going to teach you the methods that I have myself have used to move out of the hood, the straight hood of a 1-bedroom duplex apartment where me and my daughter and my husband were sleeping in one room on an air mattress, to having a 4-bedroom, 3-bath house built. It took some practice. It took some hard lessons, but that is what we did. I am going to teach you the methods that I used myself to build a business that has made well over 6 figures, multiple years in a row. I am going to show you what it's like to live in an environment where you don't have to worry about anything and where you can live a stress-free life. If you are in complete alignment with wealth, then this is not for you. If you say, oh, I don't need anybody to help me. Well, life is about having companionship or relationship in some way or another, whether it's romantic or not. It's about teaching the next person to go out and do for themselves. And then you, in turn, can teach the next one. It's about us uplifting each other. It's about us helping each other to obtain these goals that we know we can reach. It's about community. It's about looking at the next person that's in our community and saying, hey, I might be struggling today. Can you just give me a positive word? And allow that person to do so. Now, if this sounds good, this entire community that I am going to tell you about here in a second is well worth over easily $1,500. Well over that amount of money. But this subscription-based group program where I come to you and I teach you live action steps that you are going to see immediate results, $9.99. That's 1 penny away from $10 a month, where you're going to get community. You're going to get access to me telling you, hey, you might want to do this, don't do that, etc., etc., giving you that immediate feedback that you so desire. It's about having your goals and obtaining them. Let me ask you a question. Is $10 a month worth reaching your goals and exceeding that? That's paying for my mentorship 100 times over. If it's worth meeting your goals, if it's worth starting that business and not stopping again, then this program is just for you. So if you are interested, click that subscription button in my profile, and as soon as you get in, you will get your immediate first steps. Confident Wealth Creators Group, where I'm going to teach you how to be so confident, how to get crystal clear clarity, and how to become immediately prosperous. I'll see you soon.